Good evening, everyone. So today we are going to be treating two major topics, cybersecurity for virtual assistants and document management and digital filing. By the end of today's class, we'll be equipped with both basic cybersecurity knowledge and also digital filing knowledge as well. I'll just first of all run us through what cybersecurity is, what to look out for, and the common mistakes virtual assistants make as relating to cybersecurity. I'm going to try also not to be very technical because this is not a cybersecurity course. This is actually for virtual assistant. I think it is very important that we treat cybersecurity related issues. VA have to be very knowledgeable about cybersecurity because they work across systems, cloud solutions, messaging, and email app, and all these are the primary target for cyber criminal. When we say cybersecurity, what does that mean?
Cybersecurity is just like when you are protecting your computer, the network, and the software to access your data from being attacked or damaged.
Thank you.
Good evening, this is Mr. Effiong. Cybersecurity is a method applied in securing our data and our internet-related articles from unnecessary hacking or unauthorized access.
Thank you.
Cybersecurity is the practice of protecting digital information, network, and computer system from unauthorized access, use, disclosure, disruption, modification, or destructions.
Thank you. Basically, cybersecurity is about protecting your computer system and network or digital assets from attack or cyber attack. As virtual assistant, it's very important for you to understand the cybersecurity landscape. The reason why it's important is because virtual assistants operate across multiple platforms, access different cloud-based systems and solutions, and also communicate regularly using messaging and email channels. And these channels are the primary focus of cyber criminals. We're actually going to look at the different type of cyber security threat that is primarily affecting virtual assistants. And the very first one is phishing scam. So I believe some of us must have heard the word phishing scam before now. It's just the tactics where they pretend to be sending you messages through a reliable source. It might just be an email or an SMS. You would think that it is a reliable source. Sometimes they clone the email address of a reliable company. For example, you get an email that invites you for an interview. Because of the excitement of you getting an interview, you wouldn't want to look at the source of that email. What I used to tell my students is this: if you get any interview invitation, the first thing you should do before clicking on any link to book the appointment or before replying the mail, try to research who the sender is. But just have at the back of your mind that phishing scam is one of the most common scam in the VA landscape. The funny part about phishing scam is once you click on a link, that can be all the cyber criminals need to have access to your systems. The second most common threat that virtual assistants face is social engineering. So when we say social engineering, what exactly do we mean? It's actually people pretending to be who they are not. Someone can tell you, I'm reaching you from London to have a job for you. However, we need to be able to access your LinkedIn account. A code is going to be sent to you from LinkedIn. These guys are using social engineering scamming tactics to get to you so that you can release sensitive information. Please note that your system is your working tool which you need to protect, because once a cyber criminal have access to your system, they can as well have access to your client's information, and that can lead to devastating consequences. Then we have account takeovers. As the name implies, account takeovers. When you hear people saying they've hacked into my account, they've hacked into my email, those are PC account takeover. Phishing scam, social engineering, and account takeover, they are kind of common because this is actually what we encounter every single day. So as a virtual assistant, you have to make sure that your accounts are protected. If you are setting up an account, use at least a two-factor authentication for your account. Am I communicating?
Yes, please.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Then the fourth one is ransomware attack. Many a times when we have our system attacked by virus and you can't have access to your files, it's ransomware. Somebody gives you a flash drive to copy file for them. You start the flash drive on your system, and that flash drive corrupts your system to the point that you cannot open any document or any file on your system. sometimes duplicate your data multiple times. So what ransomware does, it actually restricts you, the owner, access to your data or your computer. And the way it does this is by restricting access. That's to say, it encrypts your file. If what you have there are sensitive information, they will start requesting for payment before they release your files to you. Monola, go ahead.
Yes, thank you very much, sir. Well, my question is as regards one of the cyber security threats you mentioned, the phishing scam. So how do we verify the a sender's email address? As how do we do it? What's the process in doing such?
All
Thank you.
right. We're going to look, thank you very much. We're going to look at that while we are looking at the red flags and how to prevent cybersecurity. So, what are the red flags to look out for as a VA? Look out for suspicious file attachment. If you are dealing with a client, have a standard format that you accept. For instance, if I tell you send me a document in PDF, if you are sending a document to me that is not PDF, maybe PDF-E, is a cause for alarm. All these signs are there, but the major challenge we have is the eagerness to get a job. This is not a cybersecurity class, but I've talked about crack software. If you know you don't have resources to get the paid version, why not go for the free version? So every paid application that you want to download, there's either a trial version or a free version for that application. Do you know that the key gen that they use in cracking your software is actually a virus? The second red flag you look for is unusual login activities. Some of us have Facebook app on our phone. We don't even know how to navigate to the activity log to see the devices that are logged into that account. Once you suspect unusual activities, log out from every device that your application is logging into. The third red flag you should look out for is unsolicited requests. This happens when we are scouting for jobs. If you want to know anything about me, you want to see my job, you want to see anything, I'll just send you the link. This is my profile page. Everything I do is here. The jobs I've done, my portfolio, my resume is here in terms of qualifications, professional skills, experience, interviews I've attended, my CV, people I've worked with, some of the brands I've worked with. Every single information you need is here. This is more than enough for you to work with. So as a professional VA, you have to be conscious of these red flags, to not part with sensitive information when you are online. All right, so let's see how the cyber attacks start. Cyber security starts from just clicking a link, or you are working on your system, then something pop up, you innocently click on it. That's enough for you to be vulnerable. But if your phone, your laptop get missing, will they have access to your information? If yes, that is actually a vulnerability. For those of us that save password on our browser because we don't want to forget, if you are trying to access that password, does it request for password to access the password that is set on your browser? If no, you are vulnerable already. And once you get a job, the company bring you into their system. All you need to do is to make sure at your end you are safe. For VAs, know that you need online integrity. Don't be in a hurry to reply any email without verifying the source. The email might look real, but please always check the sender of the email. Someone cannot totally hide their identity online. There's no thing as being anonymous online. Before you reply any email, verify who the sender of that email is. Please, can we see my screen?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
please. Yes,
Yes,
please.
sir.
This email is coming from Latifat Arowolo. If I click on this arrow that says show details, you see the person's email address. All right. So if it's a clone mail, it is easy for us to know. I got this particular email from IMIS Tech Global. So this is actually an invitation for a prestigious fellow conferment and certificate award. And I want to know who are these persons. So just come here and click on this to me. This is their email address. However, they have a signature, which is their website. If you want to verify who these guys are, I just click on their website. From the site, I should be able to see every information about them. The email came from this site. But I think with this, I can get the basic information I need about them. Just follow these steps to verify their information. Check where the email is coming from. Note that once your system is compromised, attackers can access your system document. Steps to prevent cybersecurity, strong password, and multi-factor authentication. Once you have multi-factor authentication, trust me, your account is to a large extent secured. Please avoid free Wi-Fi because once you log into a free network, your system can easily be compromised. Lastly, make use of your cloud solution, Google Drive, Dropbox, etc. Every sensitive information that you have, please put it on the cloud so that in case of eventuality, you will not lose any important file. It is important I mentioned to us there is no system in the world that is 100% immune to attack. Have a plan should something go wrong. This brings us to document management and data filing. So before we commence, any questions so far concerning cybersecurity for VA? Jacob, go ahead.
All right, good evening. We are talking about saving our files with cloud. And I want to ask, this Google Drive, is it an app on its own, or is it the one that comes with my WPS? Because I've been trying using my WPF file to save file on my cloud, but it's giving me tough time and I've never saved it before. So I want to know how to go about it, sir.
All right, thank you very much. The reason why some of us are having issues with WPS is because we are using either the free version or the crack version. WPS is a different solution from Google Drive. Google Drive is not the owner of WPS. Instead of you doing WPS, just do Google Doc.
So please come again. Google what?
Google Doc, like Google document. So let me just share my screen and quickly just show us what I mean. Please, can we see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This is Google Drive. Can we see where my mouse is?
Yes, sir.
Once you click on this, you see different apps. This is Google Doc. This is more like your Microsoft Word. This is Google Sheet. This is more like your Microsoft Excel, Google Slide. This is more like your PowerPoint. Instead of using WPS crack version, why not just use your Gmail and create Google Doc? Why not create document or spreadsheet or slide using any of these and save them to your Google Drive instead of looking for crack software? Someone should remind us what we said about document management and digital filing yesterday. Shamaka, go ahead.
Okay, sir. You said it's a process by which a company stores, manage, or organize their work documents in order to be easily accessible for future use. Then that
Correct.
this can be done using Google Drive, OneDrive, or Dropbox. You said if we want to, in compiling our file, that we should consider the format, the size, and the confidentiality.
We're going to be working with Google Drive today, and here is the interface of Google Drive. Maybe a little bit different from what you have on your system. We are using a paid Google Workspace. Here we have the Add button. You can create a folder, you can upload a folder, you can upload a file, you can create a document, spreadsheet, slide, form, drawings, map, just name it. Whatever data that your company needs, you can actually have them stored here on Google Drive. How do you now organize or file your document? We have home, we have activities. Activities tells you what you've done of recent. And we have the workspace. This workspace actually tells you those that you're actually working with. So we have the drive, your Google Drive. Then we have your shared drive. Shared drive is actually the document that you share. Why shared with me is the one that was shared with you. Recent talks about your recent activities. Start, these are important items. Spam, these are data that are considered compromised. Then trash, document that you've deleted. It remains in the trash can for 30 days before it's formally deleted. In your storage space, you can decide to download the app and have a folder on your desktop called Google Drive. All right, so those are those who want to use the web application. Now, one interesting thing about Google is that you can synchronize Google products. For example, this is calendar, these are tasks, and this is your contact. You can choose to add more Google add-on to your Drive. You can integrate third-party apps. For instance, we can actually integrate Slack to our Drive. When we are doing automation and app integration, we are going to come back to all this. Digital filing it means how you arrange your document in your digital space. For instance, under my Drive, you can see that I have meeting reports, meeting recordings, ebook and study materials. For those who have paid for ebook and study material, they have access to this folder, but they are not seeing meeting recordings and these meeting reports. The meeting report is actually shared with the admin of WebExtra, while meeting recording is shared with the WebExtra team. What this really means is that I have different access rights. If you look at this particular file, you can see a padlock there, right? Can we see my screen, please?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
It means that this file is restricted. In filing documents, apart from just arranging those documents, who have access to what is also important. Shamaka, go ahead.
Okay, thank you, sir. But please, what's the vision of locking the file, the document? That's a professional virtual assistant ebook. Is it for restricting people from sharing it, or I don't understand.
Please go ahead, Omotola.
Okay, so sorry for drawing us back. I just wanted to understand the other aspects where you were talking about when we want to compile documents, we have to consider the the format, the size, and the confidentiality. So please, could you explain more about that?
Yes, so that's what we are going to now.
All right, sir. Thank you.
When I was showing us the navigation bar, I told us about storage. There's this thing that people normally see online. They'll tell you unlimited space, unlimited bandwidth for internet. There is nothing unlimited online. Everything has its limit. It may be called unlimited because it is assumed that you cannot exhaust the space that is given to you. Every single thing has limit. For instance, I have 3 gig for my Google Drive space. It will not make sense if I'm uploading a file that is 1.5 gig or 2 gig. What it means is that I'll just upload only 2 or 3 files before I exhaust my space. That's why sometimes you go to a site, they'll tell you to upload a particular document not more than a particular size. The reason for that is because they don't want to waste or exhaust their space. So when it comes to storage, it is very important that we consider space as well. We can upload a folder, we can upload a file, we can create new folder. So let's create a new folder and call it ABC Limited. So if once I click on my drive, you see the folder ABC Limited. So who should have access to this folder? You come here and click on share folder. Who should we share this folder with? Let's say share marker, for instance. So what access right am I giving her? Editor means she can add, she can edit, she can organize files in this particular folder, or commenter or viewer. Once I say viewer, it means she can only access to view information of this folder. She can't do more than that. And I can also say add expiration to go. That's to say, at the end of this particular time, she will no longer have access to this particular folder. Everything that she does in this folder, I'll have access to it and I will see. So if I make her an auditor, I can as well restrict her rights. So I will disable allow her to make any change to that permission. She cannot change this so that she doesn't have total rights over this particular folder. And I can also say limit access. So what it means is that some persons will not have access to this particular folder, except people that the owner of the folder, which is myself, give access to. So that means even if Chiamaka decides to share that folder to somebody, that person will not have access to it because that right is not coming from me. So once I'm through, I just click on send. Then she will get a notification in her mail saying that I have shared this folder with her. At the same time, come to this general access to say who have access to this particular folder. Only members of Web Extra team or anyone with the link. Once we say anyone with the link, it means anybody that has this link have access to it, irrespective of how they get the link. So once I'm through setting the right, I just click on done. What we did with the folder, we can as well do it here. We are sharing this with Shiamaka, for instance. We are giving her a right as the commenter, and we can also add expiration date. I just send a document to someone. If I come back to share, you see the person here. If I feel she doesn't have a need for the document anymore, all I need to do is just to scroll down and revoke the access. Once I say remove access, I've revoked this access. She does not have, she won't be able to view this document anymore. At this point, she has no right to that document.
Okay, sorry, I saw transfer ownership, so I wanted to ask, that transfer ownership, does it mean you can make someone to have as like to be a leader in your file?
The person have full access to the file. In fact, the person is the new owner. I was talking about uploading files. All right, so just come and upload file and attach the particular file that we want to attach. The file is uploading. Once it's uploading, automatically the file comes under ABC Limited. We can as well create subfolder. For instance, like the team we're looking at, we will have accounts. You can have accounting files shared to only those in the account department, or have accounting file and have sub folder in the accounting main folder. By so doing, you control who access your file and also set how long they can have access to that file.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
I wanted to know if it's possible to delete a folder in a drive, a folder or file, in
Yes.
a way that you cannot see it.
If I delete any folder or any file from here, it always leave here to the trash.
Okay, which means in my drive, I can delete my folder, and it too, I won't find it again, or will it still be in my trash?
To be in your trash. Then go to your trash and clear it.
Okay,
Let me
but
just share.
once
Let,
it's deleted, will it still give more space? Will I have more space, or
let me
that
just
space has gone?
let me just share my screen.
Okay,
Now, what for example, this is trash. You can see some files. If I come here and delete this file permanently, you can see delete forever. Once I delete it forever, I don't have access to it. That's why it's telling me this. Once you delete this file, this cannot be undone. If I accept to delete it, it is gone. It is gone forever. I don't have access to it. All right. It will help us create more space on our storage.
okay, thank you.
You're welcome.